All right. Welcome to the latest edition of my podcast, Rants. I'm bringing you another one today. Now, this one, it ties into my last one. I'll try to post them in order so they can make sense of it all. But it sort of ties in the same mood, I would say. And this is about the state of the USA, United States of America, and how our culture, our society, our nation, it's not as great as we think it is. It really isn't. You think about it like this. Okay, this system of government, this society, all the wrongs, all the wicked things that it's been at the core of it since the very beginning. Genocide, slavery, oppression of many types of people, economic exploitation. Remember the indentured servants they had? They had a lot going on. You know, constantly divide and conquer tactics using different ethnic groups, pitting them against each other to keep wages low. There's a lot of things that's happened in the United States. Our government, the government of the United States, is not this powerful, controlled entity. It is this chaotic, weak, and fragmented thing. It's always been this. It's only had a few moments where it actually was able to shine, but that's only because everyone else, all the other countries of the world, they were in turmoil. They were in defeat, in destruction from war. The period when the United States became the superpower after WW2 is because everyone else fell on their ass, basically. That's how that happened. It's not because America was somehow exceptional. It's because it just happened. The war didn't touch its shores. That's all it is. So the belief in American exceptionalism, I don't believe that at all. Democracy doesn't exist. How is this democracy? And if it was democracy, a democracy that allows such wickedness, such inequality, what's it worth anyway? What good is majority rule if the majority decide to oppress people, to be foul and crooked? It's useless. A government that is strong and effective, that's all I want. I don't care if I vote every 4 years. Who cares? You're picking between like South Park said, the douchebag and the turd sandwich. It's really true. And every 4 years, they make a big kerfussle. Yeah, you said kerfussle. I don't know where that came from, but it popped in my head. Kerfussle. Make a big old kerfussle. Make a big old deal about choosing one of these two people to be president, and nothing changes. The political system is always divided because one group wants power and the other one doesn't. Neither one has a true ideology. The Republicans don't. They're not conservative. The Democrats are not liberal. And anyway, what is liberal? What is conservative? You got to get into that too. You have 10 people. You have 10 different definitions of those two terms. They're just terms. They mean nothing in the street, because really it's about effective policy. Does a policy work? Does a policy accomplish anything? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the policies actually work or accomplish anything. That's not the goal. The goal is power. One group, one individual having power. That being said, the president of the United States is not powerful. Rather weak, actually. But that's how the system's designed. I mean, look at the Constitution, read it out. The president's not that powerful. It's not, whoever the president is will not change our lives. The governor, the state elected officials, the city councils, those will affect your life way more than the actual president does. But people don't pay attention to that. People don't. People like to get riled up. They like to wave their flags. They like to go on Twitter. I check out Twitter, but I gotta take a break from there every now and then, because the people are they're so hyped up, they're so vile. That's who's on Twitter. But you gotta remember, those are the people out on the streets walking around. Those are the cashiers. Those are your doctors. Those are real people. They're not, some are bots, but That's what people think. That's what people feel in their hearts, and they let that vileness out online. And our society is full of these people. Okay, I keep saying our society. I don't know if it really is my society. I live here. I interact with it, but is it mine? I don't know. I'm not claiming this society no longer. Okay, I say your society. It's not mine. I'm not claiming this shit anymore. But it's like the way it is because of the people that make it up. A society is merely a collection of individuals, and you have a bunch of rotten, selfish individuals. You have a rotten, selfish society, and all individuals have their better components, and then they have their not so good components of their personality, of their character. And it seems to me that character is something that's never mentioned. No one wants to have character because having character requires some sort of sacrifice or compromise. No one wants to have any sort of sacrifice or compromise. Greed is good. Everyone wants greed. Greed fuels the economy, the constant consumerism, the destruction of the environment, the inequality, the oppression of others, the breakdown of families. That comes from greed. You're married for 10 years, but you're bored with your wife or husband. That's why you cheat, because you want something else, because you want more. There's more in life. You're greedy. Instead of actually desiring the things that actually matter and will give you everlasting true happiness, you look for the temporary thing. That's what greed does. Greed says there's always something more to have. And you get that, you want more. You get that, you want more. It's not about building anything that lasts, because that's not an instant gratification. You don't get the little greed rush out of that. And these greedy people in the world, they're the ones that cause all of the ills of humanity. And I gotta tell you, everyone has greed in them. Everyone does. Everyone has greed in them, including myself. But you gotta realize you're greedy. You gotta realize how wrong you are before you can try and make it better. You gotta open your eyes, open your mind up to improve yourself. Improve yourself. Then you can try to improve those around you. And if we all do that, at least improve ourselves or try and improve ourselves, we're going to improve society. People don't think like that. People don't want to think like that. Racism comes from greed because you want the power, you want the resources to yourself, and so you don't want these other people to have the resources. It's all greed. It's all greed. The abuse of women comes from greed. Men lusting, that's greed. They want this woman. They want her body. They want to take something from her. That's greed. They say 1 in 4 women are abused. I would say that is at least 1 in 4. Truthfully, it could be quite more. I'm gonna say that for another podcast though. That's another thing that in my later years in life I become really, really passionate about. I won't say passionate, but I would say concerned. I would say concerned about the treatment of women because these women, they become mothers and the cycle's continued. That's how it works. We'll get into that another day though. But for now, that's it.